Adepticon 2025. Coming up in just about a week, we're going to talk about how Adepticon started, what you can expect this year, and what you can bring to have the best convention experience. My name's Sean. Let's get into it. Adepticon, for the uninitiated, is one of the largest miniature wargame conventions in the United States. It's been held in the Midwest since 2003 and started with just about 110 people all in a hotel ballroom. These kind of events are few and far between. There's only so many in the United States, and there are a handful overseas that happen once a year, UK Games Expo being one, Spiel in Germany. Also in the US, there are things like Gen Con that are also very board game focused, but Adepticon is unique in the fact that it is miniature war game and tabletop game focused. That's it. No video games, no movies, plastic miniatures. And if you don't know what Adepticon is, I wouldn't blame you. I also didn't know what Adepticon was before moving to the Midwest. But since moving here, it's actually been a really interesting convention to learn about. It's been around for a little over 20 years, and it just recently expanded its convention space and moved to a new venue in Milwaukee. It's crazy to think that Adepticon started as a little less than 100 people in a hotel ballroom near O'Hare International Airport. That's actually nuts, because the last Adepticon that I went to in 2024 was 8,000 people. It was 8,000 people that completely filled the Schaumburg Renaissance Hotel and Convention Center and had off-site gaming, if I remember correctly. They were bursting at the seams. They had been at that venue for the last 5 years, I believe. Adepticon is kind of like a wargaming mecca. There is a huge vendor hall. There are tournaments in every game system you can imagine. There is open play that's open 24/7, or at least the wee hours of the morning. I've seen people gaming at 3 a.m. There are painting competitions. There are hobby seminars. There is so much going on that it's kind of hard to keep track of. Now, they do have an amazing website, and their organization has just ramped up year after year from what I understand. And now, with 20 years of experience under their belt, Adepticon is going to storm Baird Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and nerds will descend upon it and hopefully have an amazing time. I think the event staff is going to do a great job. They've done a fantastic job at all the events that I've been to, and I am just so excited for this event. I'm a huge 40K enthusiast, and I also at Adepticon have been exposed to other amazing games and other amazing booths and things like that. Creature Caster is a company I knew nothing about before Adepticon. I didn't know Golden Demon existed before I saw it at Adepticon. Golden Demon, for those of you who don't know, is one of the world's largest miniature painting competitions exclusively for Games Workshop models. It is truly, truly impressive the amount of time, effort, and energy that people put into this art and are able to put on display. And seeing it, 6 feet from your face is incredibly different than seeing it on a screen. If you can get to Adepticon, I would highly recommend it. And if you are going this year, there's a couple things to expect. One, it is by no means a small convention. Like I said, last year, they had 8,000 people. That's not small. They are moving into a new location, so it might be a little bit roomier, but I would be prepared for there to be a lot of people, it to be very crowded. You'll want to have a few ways to get to a quiet space if that's something that you need. I know that at conventions like PAX East specifically, had quiet rooms set up so that people could kind of separate from the crowd, de-stress, bring anxiety down, get out of a panic attack if they need to, and then go back into the convention floor. I really hope that there maybe evolves to be something like that at Adepticon, or I hope that they've just managed the space very nicely like they have in the past, and it's actually not that big an issue. That being said, the fact that it's a big convention means that there's a lot to do. There are 125 exhibitors this year. That means the opportunities to buy merch, the opportunities to play games, the opportunities to be exposed to other things in the nerd hobby that you might not normally be exposed to is incredibly high. Bring cash, bring a card just in case. Maybe don't do a lot of spending this weekend if you're going to Adepticon next week, because you just trust me. Just trust me. You'll want to have the money. You'll want it. 125 vendors is crazy. You know what's even crazier? There's 10 times that many individual events. That's hobby seminars, activities, paint and take activities, like that's tournaments, games. There are so many events going on at Adepticon this year. It's truly insane. That's 1,200 individual events. It's mind-blowing. If you've already registered, then you know about things like the hobby seminars and things like that. Those often fill up in the registration phase. Classes book up like same day or next day when people are buying tickets. And those events aren't even counting the huge areas set aside for open play. This is board game space. This is TTRPG space like D&D. This is where you can get your nerd on literally all night long. Like literally. It's just really cool. It's honestly just really cool. It's hard to kind of distill into words the feelings you get of being around a bunch of people incredibly passionate about a incredibly niche hobby. All right, some things to expect about Adepticon. Like I said, it's going to be crowded. You're going to want to plan to have extra long lunch breaks or breaks for food because food venues around convention centers tend to fill up very fast. You want to pre-plan where you might be eating with your friends that night. You may want to even talk about getting an Uber further away from the convention center just to kind of get away from the crowd that might spill into every Milwaukee, brewery and pizza place that are up there, I don't know what they have in Milwaukee. Cheese curds, actually. I do know what they have in Milwaukee. There's amazing cheese curds. If you don't know what a cheese curd is, trust me, it's a Midwest thing. It's awesome. I'm just thinking about the last time I had a cheese curd, and I just want to go back to that moment. I just want to sit in that moment. It was warm and cheesy. Adepticon. Adepticon 2025 is coming up. I'm going to be there. If it's not obvious by the fact I'm making a YouTube video about it, I'm going to be there. I'm actually participating in a couple of the events, a Warhammer team tournament. Myself, Grant, Phil, and Joe. Does anyone else do this? I do this. Do you count like that? I don't know. Myself, Grant, Phil, and Joe of Wombat Wargaming, which is the local Warhammer club that I'm a part of, we're going to be participating in the team tournament. The way it works is you bring like 1,000-point list. You bring half of a Warhammer list. You team up together to form one full list, kind of like Voltron, and then you fight another enemy Voltron, and you do that 4 times over the course of 2 days. It's going to be really fun. I'm very stoked about it. We built some silly lists that are not going to perform well, but we're going to have a good time. And then the last thing I'm doing is kind of going to be scattered throughout the convention. I'm actually filming with Dave from Mini Wargaming. I get to see Dave again, my good old Canadian bud. Fantastic. I'm going to be at their booth where they're going to be demoing a great many things, one of them being Ravage Star. So I'm excited to see what they've brought to Adepticon this year and, show it off on their channel. I'm also excited to, sit down and talk with Dave and like follow him around the convention, try to control the chaos a little bit because that man's chaotic. Flashbacks. Every time you run around a convention with Dave, it's an experience. It's not a persona. Dave is just that chaotic. But I'm excited. It should be a really fun time. It will actually be a really fun time. I'm very excited to hang around with Dave and Ted and just pal around the convention and for about a day and a half of it, just, absorb everything that there is about the convention and try to distill it into through Dave's eyes for his channel and for this channel, which is fantastic. And, I'm just really excited to go to Adepticon again. This will be my third. When I went the second time, I was going alongside Dave with Mini Wargaming again and had just a really good time as like a cinematic exercise of following Dave around and just kind of capturing as much as I could and getting to see Adepticon now not through a attendee's eyes, but as like a documentarian, as like, trying to piece out what are the stories and what are the important bits. And now I kind of get to do both. I kind of get to do like an amalgam of that with, more experience and more experience, more vision. That's what I'm trying to get to. More vision into the wargaming hobby, which is fairly dense. If you're not part of the hobby, it can be really hard to, see what it's about and kind of crack into what makes it fun. Because it's different for everybody. It truly is. And for me, I think the thing that makes Adepticon so fun is the community aspect. Being able to like sit and talk with other people that are as passionate as you 100% about the hobby is so refreshing and rewarding. Just community is so rich in these environments, and getting to talk to people and kind of understand how they got into the game or what really excites them about games. It's you know, people need other people. People just need people, and it's really nice to go to these events and just immerse yourself in that culture. If you have not been to an Adepticon, if you don't really know what wargaming is, and you're in the Milwaukee area, I think that you should at least try to stop by the Baird Center and get in for, you know, an hour or two. All right, I think I've done quite enough ranting for this video, at least. If you're going to Adepticon, tell me what you're excited about. Tell me in the comments. I want to know what you're excited about. Also, if you see me there, say hi, please. I don't bite. It happened that one time. I still don't know how to end these. I'll see you in like a little over a week. It's probably going to take me a while to edit Adepticon footage, so it'll be after Adepticon. It will be when the next video comes out, probably. My guess is early April. Okay. I'll see you at Adepticon. And then I'll see you back here. I guess. I think we're on the third outro. Somehow.